Welcome back to our YouTube channel where we cook, we do reviews, travel, and of course share our lifetime stories. To the new subscribers, karibuni sana. To the returning subscribers, thank you so much for keeping it real. So today I'm going to take you through some steps or some considerations that you should take when planning to build. Some things that I consider are very important. Maybe to you they are different, but to me these are what I think are important. Yes, so before building, of course, I embarked on a journey to go check on the different pieces of land that I had considered for building, just to compare which one or which is the safest place that I can build at. So during this time, I just travel, I just compare the different places in mind, just visit the place, checking the terrain, checking so many things, the weather, is it a suitable weather for me? And then after this, I'll also meet with the villagers. It's very important for you to know about this land, so try to meet with several people in that community and try to engage with them to know more about the parcel of land that you're buying. Remember, at this point you will also meet the local authorities. So after you've considered all that, you now look at the type of the house that you want to build. Is it a pitched house? Is it a flat roof? Is it a mansionette? Is it a bungalow? So you'll have to consider all this when you want now to settle down on building. Remember, the type of the house that you're going to build, of course, really depends with the land that you have bought or you have inherited, or whatever means that you got your land from. It will depend on the type of land. Other things to consider are, what are some of the things that you like or want to be in your home? Is it a big compound? Would you want to have maybe a swimming pool? Would you want to have maybe a playing space for the children? Would you want to have somewhere that is easily accessible, like with the roads? Would you want somewhere with a beautiful horizon? Would you want somewhere which is hilly or a flat area? All this you should put into consideration before settling on what to build. Another very important aspect is if the place is flooded, how safe is the place? Is it a floody area where the rivers, or when it rains you'll be in trouble? You have to really consider all these things before you settle. Is it somewhere that you'll be stuck when there is flooding or when it rains? The roads passable? You have to really look at so many things. The infrastructure, is it a safe place for your children to stay? Is it a safe place for you? And the best thing to do is to buy land when it's raining. During the rainy seasons, you can actually be able to decide or assess the land very well to know how it will be when it rains. So the location is very important. Would you want to build in a very interior place or near an urban center? Would you like to build where you'll be also doing farming in your farm, or you just want somewhere just to pitch your house and that's it? So you have so many things to consider. And then how easy is it to access the place that you're going to build? Because this is somewhere that you're going to settle. This is now your home, and you really need to consider so many things, like the roads. Will you be suffering when you're traveling to your maybe retirement home? Will you be having access to water? Will you be having access to electricity? Will you be having access to the different infrastructure, like the hospitals, the schools, maybe for your kids, and so many things, a shopping center? Or you just want to be entirely in a very remote place? So when you buy land during dry seasons, you can actually not tell whether the place is conducive or the place can be flooded, or how generally the place will be when you receive maybe rainfalls or anything. So the best time, as we are always advised to buy land, is when it's raining. So during the rainy seasons, kindly get down to where you want to build, where you want to buy land, check the land and how good or how accessible or how safe it is for you to stay. Another important thing is if you consider farming entirely, so you really have to check if the weather, the soil, the area is conducive for the type of farming that you'll want to do in that area. Once decided, work on your papers, make sure you have legit papers for your land, and then now you can start planning on what to build. You can now start planning on the budgeting of the kind of house you want to do. Do you want a pitch roof? Do you want a flat roof? Do you want a bungalow? Do you want a mansionette? All these considerations. Now you sit down and do your budgeting and all the necessary paperwork. This is also very important because you can only build a house that you can afford to build. So budgeting is very, very important. Know how you're going to get your materials to the site, know which kind of materials are available in the area. Do you want to maybe transport them from very far, or are they locally acquired? So do your math, do your budgeting, work on the plans, work on the logistics and everything before now you settle on the kind of a house you want to do. So before even doing the groundbreaking, know about the kind of land or soil that it's there. Are you considering using the building blocks? Are you using the bricks? There's also this technology of precast. So you have variety. Do you want just to do a semi-permanent house? Do you want to do a mabati house? So all this will depend with your budget, and I also believe that you can start with a budget that you can manage, or you can start slowly as you go on. It depends with your timelines, and it depends with actually what you want to do. Another very important thing is water. You'll need water for building. So how are you going to get water? Do you have water at the site? So are you going to get drillers? Are you going to get tanks for your water, or are you going to buy water for building at your site? So water is very essential when it comes to building, and you must have it in consideration. So all these things will actually depend on your planning, will depend on your budget, and will depend on the overall plan that you have and logistics before settling down on your building. So once settled on the type of house and where you want to build your retirement home, you can now think of where you'll do your farming from, the other structures maybe that you want to put in place in that land, and you can now consider even fencing. You can consider the different maybe types of things you'll do. Maybe you want to do poultry, maybe you want to keep your sheep, you keep your goats, you want to keep some cows in your land. So once settled, you can now start working on your land. So there are different things that you can do. You can prepare your spaces, you can put aside the places that you want some extra buildings to be put, maybe your gazebos, maybe your swimming pool. You can now also start thinking about landscaping. You can start planting your trees, and when you do this early, by the time you're building your house, the trees will have grown and at least some things will be moving. So at this point, you can also start working on water. If you're maybe drilling or you're digging your kisima, you can start working on them before now you come to start your groundbreaking and building of your house. So you can comment down below where you're watching us from, or you think should be considered before building a retirement home. We know we have different thoughts, we have different plans, so comment down below. And thanking so much for keeping it here and for being in this family. We'll be giving you more updates on building and other things, other reviews. Thank you so much for being here. Nawapenda sana and bye bye. Enjoy the rest of your day. You seated down. You want to give him water?